Also, I just want to ask you a question about Coach Allen. I know in the locker room there was that post-game celebration. Someone screamed out, "We love you," and obviously then there's crowd surfing and all that. Why do you feel like Coach Allen is why you guys have taken to him the way you do? I mean, what is it about him as a person, or are there any stories or anecdotes that kind of relay that?
Coach Allen just always brings energy. He is always at practice, yelling around, jumping around. I mean, even in team meetings, he gets so fired up. And you love as a player to see somebody that cares so much about the team, and then a big team win like Penn State this week. Just something work out for Coach Allen like that. And seeing him get so fired up after the win it was really heartwarming, I think, as a whole team. And so seeing him jump out into the crowd was incredible.
Haley, then Dylan.
Hi, C. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Never better. My question for you, in a game like Penn State versus IU, that game comes down to a matter of points. And obviously Penn State's kicker really struggled this past weekend. When you're going up there to make those extra points, how do you keep your composure knowing that you cannot miss?
So I personally just tell myself not to think about the kick. I've been training since I was young to go out there and execute. And so I just kind of think it's muscle memory at this point. And so if I don't think about the kick, I know that I'll fall back on my technique. And if I just follow my technique, I'll make the kick.
All right, Dylan, go ahead, and then Zach.
I'm curious if obviously, you guys are used to playing with fans, but I'm curious if you've noticed that they have kind of cutouts behind the end zones, and if you potentially aim for one, or kind of if there's anything you kind of aim for when you're lining up for a kick. And also if you know that if a cutout gets hit, someone gets like a free shirt or football or something like that.
So I was actually told before the game if I hit one of the cutouts that the person in the cutout wins something. And so I thought that was kind of funny. I think during the game I might have hit a dog, so I hope that dog got something nice. But no, during games, I normally just take a line. I pick a spot kind of behind the upright, not in the stands. And then I take that as my line, and I kick down my line.
All right, Zach and Kevin.
Charles, I was just curious. It feels like this isn't the case for a lot of kickers. You got a couple of years of college, I imagine, probably to get stronger, physically and things like that, but possibly also to just refine your technique. What do you think having maybe a couple of years out of the spotlight of being number one place kicker, being in those pressure situations did for you, just in terms of whatever it was, again, whether it was physical, mental, in your approach to that position?
I'm always grateful I didn't play my first 2 years in college, because looking at myself now compared to when I started college, I'm much more mature. I'm more mature and confident in my kicking. And I kind of got to come in and learn how to handle myself and learn how to go out there and, mature in my kicking, opposed to when I was an 18-year-old.
All right, Kevin and Paul.
Hey, Charles. I don't know how close you are with Jared. The kickers kind of stick together, but, he kind of took the mistake on the squib kick kind of hard on Twitter. And I didn't know if you've had any words of encouragement on the sideline or since then to pick him up and say, hey, look, it's, we're a team and we're in this together.
Yes. So Coach Allen always says 1-0 mindset, never blink. And so when situations like that bad happen, you have to flush it. And after that happened to him, I went over and I told him to keep his head up, because he'll still be needed in the game. And you got to have that 1-0 mindset when something bad happens, because you never know when you have to step up again. And so he did take it hard, but I think he's bounced back from that, and he looked great today at practice. And he's a strong man. He has a strong mentality, and so he'll do great now.
All right, Paul, last one for Charles.
Hey, Charles. A week older after the start last week. Is it easier this week going into things? And your thoughts on kicking up at Rutgers again with an empty stadium? They're saying only maybe 500 people in attendance up there.
It is kind of easier going in, just knowing that I've had kind of a game under my belt. It gives me a sort of confidence about myself that I can, again, run out there and hit a kick. And so it's provided me a lot of confidence, especially that first field goal. Just getting the first field goal out of the way, it's helped me tremendously.